Hey, welcome back to another episode of our Whole Life Vitality Podcast.
Welcome.
Yep. We are here today to get to know the amazing Sunni Lippincott and hear about what she does and how she can help us. So, Sunni, how are you, friend?
I'm doing well.
So glad to have you here.
Very happy to be here and talk about me.
What do you do?
So I am a certified professional life coach.
Okay.
I'm sure everyone knows what that means, right?
Yeah, that definitely doesn't bring a blank stare from people ever.
It's my favorite thing because when you are introduced to someone, the first thing they ask you is, what do you do?
Often.
And I love telling people what I do because you get the,
You might as well have told them you started an MLM.
they don't know.
Yeah.
And half the time, actually more than half the time, they don't ask.
Yeah.
And I actually love explaining what it is. So I ask, please ask, because you might benefit from coaching.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. So what is coaching? So a life coach, is a trained professional. I do have training, who works with an individual to help identify, how they can better themselves in their personal and professional capacity. We set goals and we, work through ways to achieve them. So you can think of life coaching like a goal-oriented partnership where the focus is really on, creating positive changes
Right.
and improvements into, multiple areas of an individual's life.
That is so cool.
Yes.
You're like a people whisperer.
Like a people whisper. Well, you know what it is? I really tell people I am focused on first things first. Mm-hmm. So in your mind, I kind of look at the brain like a computer. How many tabs do you have open on your computer right now?
Let's talk about that programming.
So most people, you open your laptop and you've got 15 tabs going at the top. Well, you think of your mind like that. You're not closing out the tabs. And then you wonder why does everything feel like it's coming in on top of me?
Overloaded.
And you feel overload. Well, what happens when something like your phone gets overheated?
It crashes.
Your body is a lot like that. It's going to get overheated and it's going to crash.
I feel very called out right now.
Don't we all? So I'm a very first things first. So let's talk about it. Let's get clear on what you want. Get clear on the steps that we need to take to achieve that. Get clear on obstacles that can arise. And let's take it first things first. If this is what you want, what is the first step to get you there? And so that's really how coaching is. You're taking an hour to just be quiet, quieting the world and really thinking about you. And I'm here to help. Like, we're partners in this.
That's amazing. How often do we just take an hour for our own mental health?
Well, if you consider taking a bath and scrolling, TikToks, probably daily, but an actual hour for, beneficial mental health.
There we go. So who is Sunni Lippincott?
So, okay, how I got into coaching, I'll give you the condensed, extended version of that. I have 3 children. I have a 16-year-old, an almost 12-year-old, and a 6-year-old. And after the birth of my son, I had started dealing with anxiety, and I left it untreated. I didn't get help for it because I was ashamed. I'm a pastor's wife, and so I thought, I'm not supposed to feel this way. I should be able to deal with this. I just need to, read more, pray more, just be better. Mm-hmm. So I silently suffered, and that's what anxiety is a silent sufferer.
And so common. But hindsight is 20/20. So how often do we look back and say, oh, that was anxiety?
Exactly.
And in the moment, you're like, I'm just having a bad day.
Right.
I'm having multiple bad days.
Yeah.
Well, this is a hard season.
Yeah. And you realize after a while, you've set up camp in this hard season.
Yep.
And now you live there. You have an address. Like, this is your home now.
Yep.
And that's where I was. It just, I did not reach out for help, and I just kept getting worse. And that anxiety turned into a full-blown anxiety disorder. I was having panic attacks and got to the point that I didn't want to leave my house. I would throw away the kids' invitation, like birthday invitations that would get sent home. I would throw them in the trash before they saw them.
Yeah.
It was terrible because I was scared. And my third child comes along, and my husband, picked me up off of the floor one night, and he said, I can't watch this anymore. Like, I can't watch you suffer like this anymore. We've got to do something. You've got to get help. And so I was nursing at the time, and for me, I did not want to take a medicine that I could possibly be passing to my child.
Right.
And not nursing was not an option for me. I wanted to do it. So I had to go a different route, which I now see was total God thing that, he took me down that path instead. And so I started researching. Like, you don't know what you don't know. So if you want to feel better, learn all that you can about how to feel better.
Yeah.
So I really started studying anxiety and ways to help anxiety naturally. And I just was opened up to this whole world that I didn't know existed about our thought life and the power of our thoughts. It was incredible to me. I never knew that you can think yourself sick. I never
Man, the
ever
brain
knew
is
that.
powerful.
It is so powerful.
Yeah.
And then I learned about gratitude, that you cannot have a grateful thought and an anxious thought like simultaneously. One will always overtake the other.
Yep.
But they can't both coexist.
It's like having the lights off and the lights on at the same
You
time.
can't do it. So I started applying these, everything that I was learning, I started applying it to my life. And it took a while. I didn't get to that point overnight where I had, just instantly, I have anxiety disorder. It took a while. So it took a while to rewire those, neural pathways that I had created in my mind.
You're programming.
You're programming. But the beautiful thing is the brain is neuroplastic, meaning that it can change.
Malleable.
It's malleable. So, I started telling myself different story, a different narrative, and started speaking gratitude. And all of these tools that I actually teach in my coaching, I teach because I applied them to my life.
Yeah.
And what happened is I went a whole year without having a panic attack before I even realized that I hadn't had a panic attack.
That's amazing.
And it's because my focus had shifted from fear to like gratitude and my thought life and, purpose.
Yeah.
All of these things, it had shifted. And so this started dying. What you focus on grows.
Yep. Energy flows where your attention goes.
Where your attention goes.
That's right.
So this started dying off. And I went a whole year before I was like, I just want to, when's the last time I had a panic attack? I want a year.
And for people who don't have panic attacks, it has been confused as a heart attack. People have gone to the hospital thinking they were having a heart attack, and really it was a panic attack.
It's terrifying.
It's terrifying, and it can be painful, and it's very, very, very scary.
Oh, you are out of control and you don't know what's going to happen to your body. It's the most fear that I had felt.
Yep.
It was terrible. It was terrible. And so after that point, I said, I want to help people. Yeah. I don't know what capacity, but I want to help people. And so I just became open to whatever comes next. And I really started praying that God would show me, just show me what's next. What's the next step? And my husband came home and said, hey, there's this Bible study. You should go. And I was like, well, I said I'd be open, so I'm going to be open. And that is where I met Lauren, was at that Bible study. I was a church I did not go to. I didn't know anyone. And so through that, this friendship was born and, whole life was born. And we just started talking. She, was really in the same health industry. And I realized how important what I taught about mental health and what she was teaching about physical health, they were so connected because they both had to do with your thought life.
You can't be in a rough space in your mind and expect your body to be healthy.
No,
They have to be in harmony.
They have to be in harmony. And after that, I just kept asking, what's the next step? And my husband came home again. God used it through my husband. God love him. He came home and he was in a business networking group. And he said, there's a life coach in that group. You should really meet with her. And I had no idea what a life coach was. But I had been praying, what is the next step? And so I took it and I made an appointment. And she told me something that no one had ever told me before. After, talking, she said, you have so much strength. And I was like, what?
Yep.
I mean, this person who a year ago, was locking herself in her house, terrified to leave, I have strength. And as we talked, I realized how much strength it took to get to that point.
Yep.
And she had just affirmed so much for me. And I left feeling like a totally different person.
Have you ever tried to push a car that's stopped?
Yeah. Right?
It takes an unbelievable amount of strength to get that thing moving.
It really does.
And less strength to keep it moving.
Yes.
So to go from where you were to even take the steps to get to someplace different is huge.
The hardest thing you will ever do in your life is change.
Yep.
Ever. That is the hardest part,
Yep.
is making the decision.
Yep.
And that's what she was saying. And I left that meeting and said, that is what I want to do. I want to encourage people. I want to give them hope. I want to show them things that they don't know about themselves so that they can live a life of purpose, because people needed my story.
Yeah.
And people need your story.
Absolutely.
And if you can get to the point that you can quiet the noise that the world, gives you, so that you can focus on sharing your story. And it's everything.
We're all different because we all need to be different.
We all need,
so
and we
can
all
have the
need
different perspective.
one another.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely.
So, can I call myself a life coach? Can anybody just put the life coach slab across their forehead?
So someone who just gives good advice, are like, yeah, you should be a coach. Okay.
I see lots of people on social media that give a lot of advice. So are they all life coaches?
And it's funny because they're, on social media, you give yourself a moniker as a coach.
Okay.
And I know that, being in the, in the personal training industry, in the health industry, that you see a lot of people that probably call themselves, dietitians that are giving all kinds of great advice.
They have strong opinions about the foods that they think people should eat.
So here's the deal. This is not a regulated industry, not a state or federal regulated industry. So anyone can say that they're a life coach.
As of 2023. Maybe someday that will change.
Here is the deal. And I tell everyone, do your due diligence with this. So I'm going to let you know, you cannot call yourself a professional life coach if you have not had training. If you have not completed training, you cannot call yourself a professional life coach. So I graduated from the Christian Coaching Institute. Upon graduation, I can call myself a professional life coach. You can charge, you can take clients. You have to take it even further, and you have to be recognized by the ICF, the International Coaching Federation. There are certain things that you have to complete in order to be certified. You have to reach these certain standards, and it takes longer. You have to go further for that. And I decided that's what I wanted. So I did those steps. I took those steps. I worked hard for it.
You busted your booty.
I did. And so I am a certified professional life coach. So when you see those, it means that they not only had training, but they actually were, they got certified by the ICF, recognized.
So what would the difference between that and going to see a counselor be?
Okay, so counseling and coaching, the difference is focus, truly. With counseling, this is a professional that is working with you to understand the why behind your actions, the why behind your emotions, the why behind your habits, what is causing the issues that you're having. That they are focused on your past in order to fix your present. Coaching meets you in your present, and our focus is on the how. So you're here, you've worked through, what has got you to this place, but now you want these things for yourself, and you look out in your future and you see this vast, how do I get there?
Yep.
Here I am. How do I get there? This is coaching. So we deal with your present in order to fix your future. So how? What can you do? How can you change your thoughts? How can you help implement healthy actions and habits into your life? All of these that get you motivated, because unfortunately you can't just say, brain, send me motivation. Motivation is cultivated.
I want to do this now.
Yeah.
It's almost like going to a coach is kind of like when you start reading a book and they're telling stories about what's going on and all these success stories of what they've done and how they've completed this amazing thing in their lives. Then you're like the solution manual for how to get there.
Yeah, I actually love that. I haven't heard that before. I should have you write something up like that for me. But yeah, we really talk about the how, and that's why I am so interested in doing this, and why I want, Whole Life to be this podcast that shows people the how, because you can read a lot on, just think positive thoughts.
Well, and then there's how does that apply to me
Right.
in my life?
What was lacking is the how to get there. You know what you need.
Sure.
You know that. You know what you need, but you don't know how. And maybe sometimes you're not even really sure on what you need. You're winging it. You feel like you're winging it. Inner coaching.
I feel like in life, we all kind of feel like we're winging it sometimes.
We do. And that's why I have a coach.
That's right.
Every coach has a coach, and I have a coach because I'm not a coach because I have everything figured out. And I get that a lot from my family members. They're like, well, why are you in a bad mood? Aren't you a coach?
Why are you in a bad mood?
Aren't you a coach? Listen, I am in a bad mood because I'm a human, and I'm not a robot.
Yeah.
I have emotions. But the difference is now I know I have no one else to blame them on.
Yeah.
But me. Right?
You look in the mirror.
Yeah. So that's, both the blessing and curse that coaching has given me. Everything's my fault.
Personal awareness.
Personal
Dang
awareness. Yes.
So if someone wanted to coach with you, what do they have to do? Could just anybody contact you?
So I offer, and most coaches do, they'll offer what you call a discovery call. So you reach out to us. I'm on social medias, all the social medias. Reach out. My website, sunnilippincott.com. So you can reach out and we'll schedule a discovery call. I'll know from that discovery call what it is that you're looking for. Maybe it is counseling. Maybe, you still have some things that you're not sure about. Now, with coaching, sometimes we do talk about the past, but we use that as a point of reference. We're really quick in and out. But maybe you haven't really identified what's going on. And so it's more of a counseling. Like you really need to go to counseling first. But we'll know that through that first discovery call. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. We'll talk about what it is that you really want. And at that point, we'll make a plan. I'll tell you exactly what coaching is, what it entails, because you do have to do work, with coaching. As much as I would like to just take that wand out and wave it over your head, coaching is growth, and the success of the goal is not in getting, it's in who you're becoming on the journey to the goal, get the goal. And so that's really where all of the awareness, you have to have the journey because you have to hit the different awareness points.
And it has to be gradual, because if you went from point A to point B in the blink of an eye, it would scare the crap out of you.
Oh, it would be horrible.
You wouldn't know how to function in that
It
place.
would be horrible. You would know where you're at, what you're doing,
right?
What's going on.
Yep.
So, anyone can coach with me. But usually after that point, I have a very good, awareness of where you're at and whether coaching is right for you.
So is counseling a prerequisite to be able to coach? Do you have to have gone to counseling first?
No, I will ask a lot of times, but you don't.
Okay.
And some people actually even simultaneously do counseling and then, coaching while they're still working through things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they've worked through what they need coaching for, and they're maybe going through some other things that's happened to them. But you do not have to have counseling before. It's just there's some things that are very traumatic that keep a lot of people stuck, and maybe they're not even sure what that thing is.
Yep.
But it's going to self-sabotage all of their coaching endeavors. And so it really has to be identified first.
Yep. Oof. I know that one.
Yeah.
That's a rough one.
Yeah.
So if someone wanted to contact you, how would they do that?
Reach out on social media. You can send me a message, just an instant message on social media, or email me, sunnylippincott@gmail. Okay, you can email me and just let me know.
Sunni Lippincott on Instagram?
Yes, Sunni Lippincott on Instagram, on Facebook. Just, send me a message and say, hey, I would like to know if coaching is right for me. Can we schedule a call? And like I said, it's a free, for discovery session, it's free. And we'll just spend kind of, a little bit of time, just 30 minutes or so, just talking through what it is that you want for yourself and whether coaching would be a good fit for that.
That's so awesome. You can also find Sunni at wholelifevitality.com.
Yes.
And you can send a message directly from the website.
Absolutely.
So cut down some of the steps if you're having a hard time.
I'm there. Listen, Sunni Lippincott, you're not going to find many of those.
But you know what? Girl, same. I am the only Lauren Whitehurst
There you go.
on Instagram, but it's spelled funny.
Yeah.
And that's not my fault.
Sunni, S-U-N-N-I.
That's right. See?
See, I was not one of those kids on the field trip that could ever find their name, the keychain names that you wanted. Mine was never on there. That's okay. Sorry.
Well, you know what? If they can't find us there, they can always find us at wholelifevitality.com.
Yes, absolutely.
Or Whole Life Vitality on social media.
Yeah. You're gonna have to try real hard not to find us.
That's right.
At this point.
That's right. And we also have something to offer our friends as they are getting started on this mindset journey, which is, you want to tell us about it?
Our 30-day mindset bingo. So listen, your brain loves to have tasks. Like dopamine. It loves tasks. It's task oriented. Loves for you to have like little things that you check off.
Yep.
So we have kind of made this, 30-day to, growth mindset, where how do you eat an elephant? It's not in one sitting.
One little bite at a time.
One little bite at a time. So these are little daily tasks that you have to do, that check off, that just kind of help you go from, problem based to solution focused. So we're really going to give you that 30 days of a growth mindset with just little things that you can do that are going to make you feel so much better mentally, emotionally, and physically.
Right. This is a whole body, mind, body, soul situation. It's not just mental. It's not just physical. We got to have a little bit of everything in there.
We put both,
all
what
of
we do
what Whole Life Vitality has to offer
into it. And so you can actually sign up to get daily text reminders if you want to do it that way. We also on our website, we have the download. You can print it off and check it off every day. And then you got that sense of accomplishment.
And then find us on social media, because every day for those 30 days, we'll have a little video walking you through what that day looks like and how you can incorporate that for you.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For spending this time.
I hope that helped a little bit. And definitely, like, coaching is something that everyone can benefit for. I mean, if you are truly feeling stuck where you're at, and maybe you even need help making a decision with something, reach out.
So you can do one session, or you could do like
so the sessions
multiple?
work. I mean, everybody is different. We're, none of us are the same. So I can do, sometimes it is a one and done where you've needed to make a big decision, and you just need to take time to sit there and talk through, your feelings,
right,
to get your mind with what your spirit already knows. Get
Yep.
in alignment with that. And then sometimes, there's things that take a little bit longer. And so you might be coaching for a few months. You might coach for a year. I have clients that are at all different phases.
Sure.
That they went from, weekly to bi-weekly to once a month to once every few months to once every 6 months. And then now they just reach out as needed. So it really is a journey. We're not, I'm not setting you up to, come and see me every single week. I'm setting you up for success.
Yeah.
I really want you to get to the point that you can take the reins and run. That's what the whole process is about, is your success.
So awesome.
Yes.
So awesome. So reach out to Sunni, get yourself your discovery call,
Yeah.
and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.